So for the Bevy Jam day 3, I was going to set up some FX for spawning this eyeball, doing some lasers and things like that. And I figured out that I wanted a debug camera. So the scene that we can see here is like kind of isometric, maybe a little bit not. It has the player moving around and it has this eyeball moving around with a gizmo showing the path. But not everything that I'm going to create is going to be exactly visible from this angle. So I set up a second camera that I can switch to by hitting equals. And this is just a basically no atmosphere, no coloring, no extra stuff. And I can just move this around wherever I want it to go and check out maybe where this gizmo is, change the height, see that this is actually off the ground and not, as you might see from the isometric perspective, it might look like it's on the ground, but it is actually not on the ground. Which is very cool, and I can still do anything that I need to with the player character while this is going on, etc. So I accomplished this debug view by introducing a new cargo feature called Freecam and a module called debug Freecam, which I'm including in my application here if that feature is enabled. I have it enabled by default in my dev features, so it's always on for me. And that means all the logic for spawning this stuff is encapsulated in this one plugin. It adds the Freecam plugin, which is only available with the Bevy Freecam feature. We've got a system for spawning the debug cam in at the beginning of the app, as well as a system for swapping between the two cameras, the main play camera and the debug camera, which I've set to equals, using a run condition here. In the camera spawn, we spawn the camera with the Freecam component. This is built into Bevy if you enable the feature, which is really nice to have. I also have the controls set up a little bit custom because currently my player is WASD, and I didn't feel like swapping the input contexts or anything, so I just changed the debug camera controls so that I can still control the player while I'm actually looking at it in a debug view. And then the swap debug cam is also similarly pretty simple. It is a system that queries for all cameras. We check to see if the camera that we are querying for also has the Freecam component, which is what I'm treating as my debug camera right now. And this only operates on 3D cameras. So if we set up a 2D camera later to just handle UI, this won't touch that camera. It won't toggle to that camera or anything like that. And then we've got some local state in our system. So every time this system runs, which is again on that run condition whenever we press the equal sign, the show debug flag flops. And then for all of the cameras that are 3D, in which case I just have 2 right now, sets the isActive parameter on that camera component to either true or false, depending on the value. And that's how you get this cool flip-flop camera back and forth in real time.